have a look at scoring in bridge. Scoring is a very tactical part of the game, so you need to get to grips with how the scoring works, how it works for making a contract, and what happens if you don't make your contract. There are essentially two parts to the scoring process. The first part is the value of points you receive for each trick you make in your contract. Now, the first 6 tricks you make in your contract, you don't receive a score for, but anything over and above 6, you will make a certain number of points per trick. When you're in the minor suits, the clubs and the diamonds, they'll be worth 20 points for every trick above 6 that you make in a club or diamond contract. When you're in a major contract of hearts and spades, every trick you make after the first 6 will be worth 30 points. And when you're in a no trump contract, then after the first 6 tricks, the first trick you make is worth 40 points and subsequent tricks are worth 30 points. If you remember the ranking of the suits in bridge, then that's the reason why clubs and diamonds are called the minor suits and are the lowest ranked, because they attract the lowest score and they are the least popular contracts to be in. The major suits, because they're attracting that higher score, are the next ranked up and at the top of the tree. Because that first trick in no trumps gives you 40 points, you get the most points for being in a no trumps contract. The second part of the score that you'll receive is a bonus. If you make your contract, you will receive some bonus points. If you're in a part score, so that means a contract that is less than at game level, then if you make your contract, you'll receive 50 extra points over and above the points you get for your tricks. If you have bid game and made game and you are not vulnerable, you will get 300 as your bonus points. And if you have bid and made game and you are in a vulnerable game, then you'll receive 500 points as your bonus. It's because of these big bonuses up at the game level that you're always on the lookout to try and find game when you are bidding with your partner. So let's try a quiz with the scoring and see if you can work out how many points you'll make for these contracts. So here you're in a contract of 2 hearts and you've managed to make 9 tricks. What will your score be? Well, the first 6 tricks don't count. So you've made 9 tricks, take away the first 6 tricks, that means 3 of your tricks will score. You're in a major contract, so that means 30 points per trick. 3 times 30 is 90. So the score for your tricks will be 90, but you will in addition receive a bonus because you've made your contract. You're in a part score contract in 2 hearts, and so you'll receive an additional 50 points. Add that 50 onto your 90 for your tricks tally, you'll come to a total of 140 for making your contract of 2 hearts and making that 1 over trick. How many points will you make for this contract? You're in 3 hearts and you've managed to take 10 tricks. Well, don't count the first 6 tricks. So you've made 10, take off the first 6, that means you have 4 tricks that will count. 4 tricks in a major suit, that means 30 points per trick. 4 30s are 120. But in addition to your trick score, you will also receive a bonus for making your contract. You had bid a part score in 3 hearts, and the bonus for a part score is 50. Even though you have made 10 tricks, enough for game, you don't receive the game bonus, as you did not bid game. Your contract was 3 hearts, a part score, so you receive a part score bonus. Add that to the points you've made for your tricks of 120, and for being in 3 hearts and taking 10 tricks, your total score is 170. What's your score going to be in this contract? This time you've bid game and you and your partner were vulnerable. So you've bid to 4 hearts and you've made 10 tricks, so you've made your game contract. Well, you don't count the first 6 tricks. So you've made 10, take away the first 6, that means you have 4 tricks that will count for scoring. You are in a major, you're in hearts, and each trick in a major is worth 30 points. 4 times 30 is 120. In addition though, you're going to receive a bonus, and here you bid and made game, so you will receive the game bonus, and in addition you are vulnerable, so you're going to receive the vulnerable game bonus of 500. So add your 500 onto your trick score of 120 and you've made 620 points. What's your score going to be in this contract? You've bid and made 4 hearts. You and your partner are not vulnerable. But you've made 10 tricks, so you've made your game contract. Well, you don't count the first 6 tricks. You've made 10, so 10 take off those first 6 means 4 tricks are counting for scoring. You're in a major, so they're worth 30 points each. 4 times 30, 120. But in addition to the score for your tricks, you will also receive a game bonus because you bid game and you've made game. You are not vulnerable, and the bonus for making game when you're not vulnerable is 300 points. Add that to your 120 points for your tricks and you'll receive a total score of 420. What happens when it all goes wrong? And sometimes it does. Well, for each trick you are short of your contract, you give points to the opponents. If you and your partner are vulnerable, then the opponents will receive 100 points per trick you go light in your contract. If you and your partner are not vulnerable, then the opponents will receive 50 points per trick that you go short on your contract. Scoring in bridge is very tactical and it's at the heart of the game. So it's worth taking the time to learn how to score so that you can understand which contracts to be fighting for and the value of taking your opponents down. Good luck with getting to grips with the scoring. Happy bridging.